Hello, hello, Palador here playing some more Overwatch. This time we are on the map Numbani on defense, playing as the man, the myth, the legend, Torbjörn himself, alongside a friendly team of Symmetra, Zenyatta, Zarya, Hanzo, and Roadhog. So we're running with double tanks, double support, a sniper, and a defensive builder. Quite the unusual composition. Normally you see people more than happy to play all the offensive classes, even when they're not needed. So it's a bit rare to see a team that has none whatsoever. So with that being said, I'm looking to be even more aggressive than normal on this round to make up for some of the lost damage potentially. So unlike engineers in other games, Torbjörn, you don't want to sit and babysit your turret at all for the most part. The recharge is really quick on it, it builds up pretty quickly, and if you're just sitting back babysitting, you're honestly leaving a whole lot of damage on the table, in my opinion. This Torbjörn's primary fire here, his primary weapon, is actually deceptively strong and is really good at melting down opponents if you could land your shots. Now his left click ability fires off a projectile that has a bit of drop off over a distance, kind of similar to Hanzo's arrows, but if you can nail your shots, just like that headshot right there on the enemy Pharah, you can do a whole lot of damage. His right click on the other hand fires off a shotgun blast, so it's better for close to medium range combat. But yeah, he is a strong character. Even though he's not listed as offense, he can definitely melt people down if they don't respect him. Now you'll notice when you down an enemy, they actually drop scrap on the ground, which only Torbjörn can see, but he can pick that up. It's 25 scrap per pickup, and he can use 50 scrap at a time to lay down armor packs for himself and his teammates, which are helpful for mitigating damage and just providing that extra little support towards your team. So as you can see there, I'm just leaving my turret kind of off in the corner there by this bus. With turret placement, typically I want to put it in places where the enemy has to come to it, and they're in a position where they're being fired at from not only your turret in one corner, but also yourself and the rest of your team in another. So it really makes it hard for the enemy team to just come by and focus down the turret like it's nothing. You want to put them in a position where they kind of have no choice but to get shot by it or to get killed by the rest of your teammates. So here, just trying to hold back enemy lines. We're being, like I said, a little bit more aggressive with Torbjörn this time. I'm making sure to lay down armor packs, not only for my teammates, but especially for myself, since I am, in a way, one of the frontline characters for this team. Making sure I can just get up right up in the enemy's faces and do as much damage as I can. However, I do die there to the enemy Pharah's ult. Zenyatta on our team was able to pop his, but not quite in time, so I did fall, unfortunately. But we'll make our way back to the spawn now. Or back to the front line, I should say. Now, Torbjörn's ultimate ability is called Molten Core. It will put him in a super state where he shoots faster, dealing more damage per second. He can he gets a huge health pool, he gets bonus armor, and he basically becomes an offensive powerhouse. There are a few things that do more damage than a Molten Core Torbjörn and inspire more fear than enemy, in my opinion. Now, as you can see, there are a lot of ults going off by both teams at this point right now. The enemy Mercy reviving some of hers. Just try to lay down a turret really quick and go into Molten Core. Unfortunately, I didn't really have enough time to build it up or put it in better position. I just kind of was in a panic mode and tried to get it off before they did too much damage, but unfortunately, most of our team fell as well as me, so it looks like that will secure them the point, which they have. So now the map is turned into payload mode, and we're still on defense, trying to make our way to the front line once again. I'm just trying to lay down armor for as many teammates as I can. I can see them coming up behind me, so I lay a few armor packs for people to get once they come back. As always, just that little extra bit helps. Every little team fight, every little bit of health or damage mitigation is going to help turn fights in our favor. So now, before the payload gets too close here, I'm just putting my turret up in this defensive position up top on the second floor. So as you can see, it's in a position where it will be able to fire upon enemies from any direction, but we have a lot of my own teammates able to kind of protect it just by the mere fact that they're standing there and distracting away from my turret. As you can see, it's been firing constantly now for the last 10-15 seconds, getting plenty of kills, lots of damage. My friendly team's kind of doing work here, trying to take down this Reaper and stop the push. So we're able to do that. I pick up the scrap, and I got my Molten Core ability up again. So now, in the lulls in between battles, I try and just go and pick up all the scrap I might have missed, not putting myself in too risky positioning, but if I know the enemy is kind of back at spawn, I'll usually take a risk, get a little bit overextended, collect the scrap real quick, and get back to my teammates and armor everyone up when I can. So as you can see, the enemy Winston ulting there. Zarya puts a shield on me, lets me soak up a little bit of damage. I'm just tossing more armor out so people can walk over it and get that little extra bit of mitigation in the middle of this team fight. Making sure not to ever let my scrap reserves get too high, because that just means I'm not doing my job. I want to be laying out my armor packs as often as I can and protecting my teammates as often as I can. Now, see the Lucio here, he drops his ult for the enemy team, giving them some bonus health and shields. Meanwhile, we're just trying to hold this point. I pop my Molten Core because of this Winston popping in. Don't want him to do too much damage to us, but as you can see, a few shots and he gets taken down quickly. Now, while my Molten Core is still up, I'm just trying to go after this Lucio and be super aggressive. I do get a few shots off, but the Mercy's able to get to the front line and heal him, so I back off a little bit and then go back for some healing and for some scrap. So, my favorite part about Torbjörn is just the fact that he is very much a mobile engineer. He's a character I did not expect to like as much as I do. He's actually one of my most played heroes so far, and it probably helps that I did get a random legendary drop for him. I'm rocking the Blackbeard skin, I think it is, one of the pirate skins Torbjörn has. And yeah, he's just a very mobile offensive hero. Your turret is basically more of a pet than your main source of damage, if you think of it that way. Just lay it down and forget about it and let it passively do damage while you get up front and do the bulk of it. So, as we continue defending here, I'm just trying to stay near the payload, near my teammates, not get too overextended, but trying to seek out the enemy squishies especially, taking care of their Lucio and their Mercy, trying to whittle them down so they have lots of pressure on them constantly. In the meantime, I got my Molten Core up again, knocking Pharah out of the air, out of her ult there, and killing her successfully. So on a 10-player kill streak currently, just doing a lot of damage. Once again, putting all the armor packs out there as soon as I can. And at this point, we're getting pretty close to the enemy spawn. I'm just trying to get some scrap, but I don't want to hang up front too much. You can see our Zarya being a little bit daring over there, but it's kind of okay for her because her shields can soak up a decent amount of damage as well as recover health. So for Zarya, it's okay to be a little bit out of the position sometimes. Just whittling down the Reinhardt shield while we can. Anytime you see a Reinhardt shield out and you're not focusing on someone else, just shoot the shield. It has 2,000 health, and if your teammates focus on it, they can wipe it down pretty quickly. So if you're not always doing something, you gotta fix it. You always want to be doing something, not only as Torbjörn, but any character you're playing. So for me, I'm just constantly either shooting at a Reinhardt shield or chipping away at the squishies, finding out armor packs, spreading the armor around, spreading that love, and just trying to always be doing something to benefit my team. So you can see here the game is down to the last 20 or so seconds. The enemy team is going to want to make a huge push right here if they can. I'm cut out by the McCree after a 14-player kill streak. Didn't see him coming, and he managed to stun me and use Fan the Hammer for the easy kill on me. Now there's only 7 seconds left, 6 seconds left in the match. But the enemy team has wiped a few of our people and are getting a good hold now on the payload. They actually wiped out my turret and are making a decent push towards the checkpoint. So we're just trying to get back as quickly as we can, trying to contest in whatever way we can, but again, they have at least 4 people on the payload. You can see on the center of the screen there, 5 people. So there's not a whole lot we can do when we're separated out as a team. So I'm just trying to get above here, maybe lay out another turret and hope they don't notice it until it's too late. But they're able to capture the point, unfortunately. My turret doesn't do much, and they got the checkpoint with a minute and 50 left in the game now, added to the clock. So in the meantime, I'm just trying to figure out another place to lay my turret. I figure this is a good spot because while they're focused on my friendly teammates over there, they'll be completely ignoring this turret over here, which is doing a very respectable amount of damage to them. So we're able to knock down a few people. Our Zarya uses her ult on just a couple of the enemy team. But then the Reinhardt pops in from above and ults me and kills me. So it's useful to know too that while Torbjörn has his ult active, his Molten Core, it doesn't matter where he is on the map. If you have a sentry up, it will upgrade it to level 3 as long as it's upgraded to level 2 already. So if you happen to die but your turret stays up, you actually do have the ability to hit Molten Core from your spawn, and it will affect your turret no matter where it is on the map, which is also nice to know. Now, can't help but get frozen here by Mei, but she's not able to finish me off for some reason, so I'm able to get a couple of well-placed shots off on her and kill her that way, using the shotgun blast up close on the Reinhardt there to help take him down. And now the enemy team is pretty much wiped, so I'm going to use this opportunity to lay down armor for myself and collect all the scraps and give some armor to my teammates.
30 seconds.
So I'm just trying to get back now and lay down armor for everyone. Be prepared for yet another push by the enemy team because they only have 20 seconds left on the clock. So there's definitely a incoming push here that I'm anticipating. I'm just building up my turret. It takes, I think, 6 swings, about 6 seconds to upgrade it to level 2. At which point I can just leave it alone. So looks like we held them off again. They didn't really make as big of a push as I anticipated at this point. And they pretty much just lost the game there without any kind of last push whatsoever. Our team did a pretty good job at holding them back. And I think, you know, despite our weird lineup, we got the job done. And they did change at towards the end. We did get some more offensive characters towards the end, that being said. But overall, very respectable job by our team. Very effective game by Torbjörn, just constantly shooting at the enemy, constantly collecting scrap, tossing out armor, and showing that love. And that's how you play Torbjörn. That's how you play an effective Torbjörn. You can see I got 28 armor packs out, not too bad, 23% armor uptime, so about 1/4 of the game I had people protected with my armor. And as far as individual stats go, we have 28 eliminations, 8 objective kills, 10,000 damage for 3 gold medals, and a 14-player kill streak, so not too bad. So that is Torbjörn. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it was informative, and yeah, show him some love. Thanks for watching.